just like that, they buy it. They eat it up. You pander to them, you thank them. I mean, really, people, I thought you were a little bit smarter than that. I mean, it's just so easy to say the name of the city. You cheer.
Hey, Stephanie,
you cheer. I mean, just come on.
Welcome to the A Show.
Hello. Is this thing on? I'm back. Welcome back to the A Show, episode 105. I am Justin, finally back from the dead, here with Meelz. We're the kings of pro wrestling podcasts. Meelz, how the hell are you, pal?
I'm all right. I'm cool. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm very all right.
I'm back.
I never know how. You're back. You're 100% back. You had a nice week off from programming because you were being an international boss in your own personal right. But you're officially back. We're back, and I feel like the show's actually back because the last couple of weeks we've just been like bouncing around, doing shows in random places, random times. We have random things that we got going on, et cetera, et cetera. But I finally feel like we're back on the course.
Yes,
and we're back on track.
Absolutely.
And we're back to bring you guys the weekly, everything weekly that you guys desire. So yes, I'm very happy that we're back.
Yeah, I am too. Of course, I've been all over 2 weeks in a row, really, with just so much stuff happening. This is like the first week that I've been able to just sit down and kick it and chill. And of course, in chilling, I finally get to chill with my homeboy who's sitting next to me, Roman, the big dog himself.
Wow.
Currently chewing on my bandana.
From Roman to Roman. This is how we do it.
Yeah, we get two Romans. We get another Roman on the show. He said, you know what? I want to see how this thing works. I'm going to accompany you. He got bored immediately and went right to my bandana. So
well, there we go. Well,
we'll see how long this lasts until he starts barking at me.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, man, you know what? I want to say thank you for everyone for listening to the last episode.
Oh yeah, thanks to Chris Novak and Quan. We finally got Quan on the show. Sounds great.
I know, right? I need more of Quan. I'm gonna figure out something else to do with Quan. Need more of Quan.
Yeah, we got to figure out something to do with Quan. I think he was a bright spot, someone that you don't hear a lot. So obviously that's something that that's an attraction. He's a special attraction, like a Brock Lesnar or a Cain Velasquez.
One of them.
Yeah.
Just one of them, depending on who you ask. But yeah, 100%. Also, very funny thing that's also this week. It's the 2-year anniversary of the first time we released the A Show.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I think we've done so much over the past couple of weeks that I don't think we need to do the big hullabaloo type of thing. I think we can be very proud of what we did, especially with you going out getting those interviews and going all the shows and getting all the special hashtag scoops.
Yes.
And, everyone kind of doing the show and just loving the show for what it is and all the other stuff. So I want to say thank you. It's been 2 years since we've been under siege.
The first episode, and it's so crazy. The landscape of wrestling itself has changed so much in that 2 years that it's like
I watched that episode on Sunday.
Kurt Angle was the GM when we started this.
The GM. Listen, I watched the entire episode. First of all, it was main evented by a 5-on-5 cruiserweight match with Team Enzo versus Team, I think it was like Team Kalisto.
Neville? Oh, it was Kalisto. Neville was gone?
Neville was, by that time, he was already disgruntled and already saw himself out.
Yeah.
I think it was around SummerSlam he started doing that. So, yeah, it was already that. Gosh, what else was happening? Baron Corbin had hair. That was wild. And, yeah, just, it was an interesting look back. Like, it was an interesting look back and, like, okay, sometimes I look back at episodes and I'm like, this was way more lively than it was in watching in real time. And then the kind of, like, it still has that like 3-hour saddlebag of like, damn, we really watching that episode. Kane squash bit Finn Balor, by the way, and I was just like, what is going on here?
What a weird, that was a weird period for Finn. He had just got back.
He just beat AJ Styles the night before.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like, but they had to keep Kane strong.
Yeah, they had to keep Kane strong because he was facing Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman, yeah. It was when Braun and Kane were trying to kill each other, like legit.
Yeah, 100%. So that was an interesting time, and look how far that we've gone now. We got Cain Velasquez and the Gypsy King. I forgot his name.
Oh my God, Tyson Fury. But boy, oh boy, I haven't been able to really talk about a lot of things here. So this will be my episode to catch up. I know you probably talked about at length a lot of the stuff going on. This will be my real first time being able to say, hey, this is how I feel about this and this and this. So if you were looking for my takes on stuff, this is going to be the episode for you. Yeah,
let's get into things. Let's get into No Holds Barred and see what's kind of happening here.
Yeah, so last week, I believe, right as you guys went to record, Eric Bischoff.
It was a few hours after, but yes.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff he saw his way out, or he got the F out of WWE, and Bruce Pritchard replaced him. Just a couple of days ago, he on this podcast, which he returned to doing, he mentioned he talked about. Yes. He talked about his brief tenure with the company. What did you like? How do you feel like a week later, a week removed from it? I guess we'll talk about it when we talk about SmackDown without Eric Bischoff. I don't think there was like a big, huge change with him there.
In terms of his response to this entire thing, he gave the most predictable answer that you could probably give in 2019 when talking about your time with the WWE, because he just went by the books. Oh, they're great people. It just didn't work out, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't really feel anything, quite honestly. SmackDown's kind of been the show that it's always kind of been for quite some time.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel any particular difference, and maybe that's an indicator of
his impact.
How well he did.
Yeah,
because I didn't really feel anything, and just kind of a week later, it's kind of like, until you actually put it on the rundown, I wouldn't say I forgot it happened, but I've already like kind of accepted it and moved on, and just like, all right, well, SmackDown. I didn't look at SmackDown through a different lens this week and see like, oh, what are they doing different this week? Like, oh my God, I didn't do any of that. I just accepted it for what it was and what it is. But what are your opinions on it, considering that, you weren't on last week and we talked about it in length, but what are your true opinions on it?
Again, I feel like the way you did. I was like, SmackDown was largely the same show, and I think I'd even tweeted it like a couple weeks ago. I was like, Raw feels like it's definitely Heyman's baby, and SmackDown feels like the same show we've been watching all year. Like, it didn't feel like there was anything different. Anyone being put over. Like, SmackDown is a safe show, and it's even safer, in my opinion.
Well, maybe
on Fox.
that was the problem. Yeah, maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, like I feel like it's an even more like ridiculously like, this is a wrestling show. And Raw feels like this is a show where it can be unpredictable, and you never know what's going to happen, or there's going to be a lot of different like storylines happening. Like with Raw, like even 100%. Though it can be a drag at times, I still like. I mean, this week's episode I really enjoyed. Like I thought
I didn't
it was a
like
show.
this week's episode, but I mean, I'm not a.
If you're a fan of matches,
if you're a fan of matches, you like this. If you're a fan of. But you know what? We'll get to it when we get to it. But like, yes, I wasn't that much of a fan of Raw this week. But SmackDown didn't feel too different. And quite honestly, in terms of Eric Bischoff, I don't know. People expected some sort of rowdy answer from the 64-year-old Eric Bischoff, but at this point, he's a grown ass man. He's beyond a grown ass man at this point.
Yeah, he knew what it was. He knew what it was.
Yeah, he knew what it was. He's been in. I think he's been in these situations before. I think he's been on TV before. He's been let go of many other things before.
Yeah,
quite honestly, like a lot. When you think of like WCW, him being his own executive to various shows like on CMT and like all these other things, and then him being on Impact Wrestling and all this other stuff. Even WWE as a talent, he was, he saw it was like, okay, let's not do this and let's get out of here. Like, I think quite honestly, this isn't a major blow to him, and I think he's going to continue sort of his things that he does, which are podcasts and producing and all this other things that he truly actually loves. I don't know. He said in his the statement, he's like, he didn't feel like it was ever going to be a long-term thing. And I think that was purely by choice. I don't think at his age he wants to really be sucked back into that world of these week-to-week meetings and these dread meetings and stuff like that. And I just felt like he doesn't fit that mold, to be honest with you. And some people really don't. Like, I don't think I would fit that mold, to be honest with you. I don't really want to be called in at 2, to be stuck at 2 a.m. in Connecticut, coming up things for the show, and then the show kind of turns out the way it turns out anyway. So it's like, I don't know what to say.
I mean, he knew what it was. I think, it takes a certain person to be able to work in that environment. Not everybody. I mean, you look at there's people that have been in that company for 10 years, and there's people that have been in that company for one week. And, you see the difference real explicitly. And, I don't got to say much more on that, but it's like, you know what it is when you sign on the dotted line. And I think Eric did. And I mean, him giving that answer, it means that, there's no hard feelings. He knows it's show business.
Yeah.
Show business.
And he knew, I really think he was just like, yo, this isn't even going to last for a long time. I didn't expect 3 months, but like, this was never a long-term thing. And I'm just glad for the opportunity that they gave me. It was really, really good. I would be more like irked that it didn't work out, but I would also be like, you know what? Some things just don't work out, to be honest with you. It's like that Solange song. What's that Solange song?
I don't know. I don't listen to her.
But all right. Go ahead.
Wow, did that fluster you like that? I don't listen to her.
No, I mean, some people listen to Solange. It's just, she had a song that said, what was the name of the song called? Oh, it's not irrelevant. It's not. Oh, some things seem to never effing work. So yeah, I mean, some things just don't seem to work.
It's working for Bruce Pritchard. I'll say that. Do.
Well, yeah. I mean, quite honestly, I would hope so.
This dude brought a gun to work and got rehired. I mean, turn up.
He did? That's why he got fired?
Yeah, that's why he got fired.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. Yeah. I didn't know that.
He tells the story. I think you can find it floating around on Twitter somewhere. I think Meelz Justin actually posted it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, yes. I mean, yeah.
All right. All right. Enough about Bischoff. Today is the release of WWE 2K20. And now, if you listened to our show last week, I got a little bit of hands-on time with the game 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yes, 2 weeks ago. Or a week ago. Was it? Yeah. I can't remember. It was a week ago, right?
Yeah, you got 2 weeks ago. Let's say 2 weeks. You got a hands-on 2 weeks ago. You dropped the episode last week where you kind of talked about your experiences and et cetera like that. And you can still go listen to it on the A Show Network. So make sure you tune into that. But yeah, 2 weeks ago.
The game is out. People are not happy with the game.
What is up with 2K? People weren't happy with NBA 2K. So them not also being happy with WWE 2K is like, it's way more unsettling. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's really crazy. I don't know what's going on with them. Like it's like Visual Concepts. When I went there, and again, remember, as I said on the 2K episode, there were so many content creators that were just playing the game and taking over the stations. I only got like an hour with it, and I saw like maybe 1 or 2 glitches, but none to the level that I've been seeing on Twitter and social media today. Like, I did not see any of this stuff.
It's insanely. That's insane.
And they literally said when we were there, oh, if there's a glitch, let us know about it and we'll fix it. I'm pretty sure those guys saw some of this stuff and told them about it. But it was like, how much can they really do in 2 weeks to fix these types of glitches? Like, these are literal like game-breaking glitches. I've seen people say that they can't, the game crashes when they change logos on created characters and stuff like that. Like, they took out entrances in online mode. Like, now I haven't fired up my copy yet, but I'm very hesitant to even turn this on at this point.
I mean.
And I know you don't play, but like,
it's very unsettling though.
This is wild. This is wider than just gameplay stuff. There was a special edition of the game, the Smackdown 20 edition or 25 edition or something like that. And in it, you get a signed picture from Edge, and Edge will sign they have all these guys. They pay them to sign autographs and stuff all day long. There was someone who bought it, and there was no autograph on his copy of the game that you have to pay $100, upwards of like $120 to buy.
Now, let me tell you something. If I buy an autograph from my favorite wrestler, Edge, favorite wrestler of all time, and it is not there, we have. I'm gonna stop cursing on this podcast.
Okay.
But we have a problem. We just do. And it's sad that Edge himself had to go on Twitter and say, "Listen, I'm gonna open a PO box. You can send your game to, you can send whatever, the picture or the game or whatever it is, to my PO box. I will sign it and then send it back." Which means Edge has to use his own postage, his own material, and all this other stuff that just should have never happened. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest debacles of the year on every front. As WWE, they have to be looking at this very disappointed. Like, they license out their likenesses and their IP to this company. And there's things like, someone tried to change Becky Lynch's costume, and it completely like turns her into like a murderous looking skeleton because it like defrags her whole model. I saw that. It is really quite incredible how they managed to break a game that just a year ago was working fine. And from all intents and purposes, they're saying that they had to build this game back up in a year. Did no one think that they should have given them another year to do this?
You really want to wait 2 years for WWE 2K?
I think that if they were to do that and at least give us like a patch of 2K19, I think me, Mark, and Cyrus could have played that for another year. I really think we could have. Granted, the characters will be outdated, but is the money worth it? Like, is it really worth it? Actually, let me not answer that. This is 2K we're talking about. This is a company that put slot machines in NBA 2K, a game that's rated E for children. Slot machines. Freaking slot machines. Like 2K20, and mind you, a lot of these things, like, me and Mark we've been on it. Like we said, like, we're wondering why there hasn't been any type of announcements, any type of gameplay footage. We're wondering what was going on. And then we see what's been happening with the game, and it's like, yeah, this is why they weren't saying anything about it. Like, the whole line at the press event was they blamed it on Ukes, who develops the game, and I was just like, this is like far reaching than just Ukes. Like, this is like basic game stuff, and it's like, I know they wanted sympathy, and I do sympathize with the people that have been working with long hours on this game, but like, the graphics are not acceptable here either. Like, Mark turned it on already. He told me like, yo, the graphics are really like a downgrade, and I was like, yeah, like some of the models look okay. Like, I thought Matt Riddle looked fine. But then, like, the rest of the people, they just didn't. Like, Io Shirai still looks embarrassing in the game. Like, I'm like, you couldn't fix her up? She's got a lot of moves in the game. They put stuff like Hogan's whole moveset behind DLC. Like, his comeback, there's a mechanic called the comeback where you can do the Hogan comeback. You have to pay to get it.
That's whack.
It's really crazy.
I mean, all of it seems pretty terrible, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think this is a point where WWE has to kind of step their foot in. It's like, listen, what are we doing here? What are we really paying you guys for? And how do we sort of make this situation better? A lot of things probably have gone down behind the scenes of this game, and there should be no. And the fact is like, they probably knew that this was going to happen, but you have to release a game because you have a set date and people pay and et cetera, and all this other things. But it's like, for this to happen, I'm sure it won't happen next year. But
I don't know. Well, I don't even know how long the contract is. Like, 2K
I'm sure they decided this year was a bust. I'm sure they collectively like decided like probably a month ago that this year is just like, it's just not going to be good.
Not at all. Just terrible. I'll give more updated impressions. I have it downloading right now, and I'll see what we can do. I'll see what me and Mark can cook up. But I mean, as far as just like even online, we don't even get entrances. Like, that's, to me, that's the breaking point for me. Like, that's the most simple thing you could do is put an entrance in the online mode. You don't even get belts in that mode. Like, why would the matches just start? Meelz, it's weird. They just start.
That sucks. That sucks.
Enough about 2K. We have another tragedy, a real tragedy here that has nothing to do with 2K, but does have something to do with one of the WWE's biggest content creators and one of the best pals in wrestling right now. Xavier Woods suffered an Achilles tear during the WWE's tour of Australia over the weekend. During a match with the New Day versus the Revival, Xavier went down with the injury. He later confirmed it. He actually confirmed it today, but kind of confirmed it yesterday or like late yesterday. And he's said to be out at least 9 months.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, from a gamer standpoint, I'm sure he's going to have a blast over these next 9 months. But from an in-ring standpoint...
He's playing everything. He's playing everything.
Oh, he's playing... Oh, up, down is going to be turned. But from a performer standpoint, oh my God, especially what it means for the New Day. Like, what really does it mean for the New Day? I don't think... And it's weird in terms of the run that they've had for legitimately the last 5 years. I don't think any of them have seen significant time off. I mean, there was a time that Kofi Kingston was injured a couple of years back, but he was out for like a couple
earlier this year. Big E
was out for a month and a half, 2 months, but not 9 months. That's a lot of them hip swivels ain't gonna hit the same if 3 of them ain't there.
Yeah, this makes me wonder creatively, do you go straight back to Kofi going for the title again? Because it was clear that it seemed like they were putting them in a tag team role to get over people like Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
And now it puts it in question for me.
I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, I felt like the plan, at least for now, is just like, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do with Kofi. I mean, it's the end of the year. We can figure out something. But now it feels like if it's just Big E and Kofi, it's a tag team, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's just now.
That can't be what we envisioned.
But yeah, no, obviously not. But it's like, what do you do with it? Do you have them both do simultaneous singles runs? I mean, that could work, but it's really probably their best bet. It's still in a tag team, especially the barren wasteland that is tag teams currently in the WWE. I don't know. This throws a wrench into sort of everything. I think they're going to sit back and try to figure out what to do with it. Usually in these situations, when one partner goes down, they shut the entire team down.
Yeah, they're not on TV at all.
Yeah, they shut the entire team down. But considering New Day makes so much money and does all these other things, I doubt that's actually going to happen. But yeah, it's way more questions in terms of what you do. All I can say is get well soon. Xavier Woods, I'm sure up, down will be turned. And I'm sure every game will not, will be played. And, all types of things will happen. But
here's to a speedy recovery from him.
Here's to speedy recovery, for real. Oh, my God.
Did you watch the Impact pay-per-view?
Do you even know what pay-per-view it was?
It was Bound for Glory.
Okay. No, I didn't watch it. I saw Ken Shamrock. You know what? Here's what we can do. Let's let me run down. Let me run down the results and see if anything catches your eye.
All right.
Okay. This is 2009. Bound for Glory. Wow. In a dark match, Madison Rayne defeated Shotzi Blackheart. As we know, Shotzi coming to the WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually weird, but okay. Nice.
Well, she probably had to finish up all her commitments, so makes sense.
I mean, I feel like, I don't know if Pac needs a commitment. You could just kind of leave. I mean, Rob Van Dam showed up the next day on Raw for no particular reason. I feel like you just say like, yo, I'll pick up my check at the end of the month. See you guys. You know what? I'm going to skip the dark match. First match, Eddie Edwards won a Bound for Gold gauntlet match where the winner could choose any championship match of their choice. So Eddie Edwards won.
Cool.
Yeah. Impact really loves to do the choose any championship match if you want, and then
or get fired.
Yeah, or get fired. For real. For real.
Niggas getting fired for real.
People are legitimately getting fired for real. That's so fucked up. I need to stop cursing on this show. Taya Valkyrie defeated Tennille Dashwood for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Tenille in Impact now. She has legitimately hit every major business on Earth in sort of her run post WWE, which I really do think really ends up with her back in the WWE at some point.
You know what I got to say to that? Cool.
What's up?
What's the next match?
The North, which consists of Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, defeated Rich Swann and Willie Mack and Rhino and Rob Van Dam.
Okay.
We're really still doing ECW in 2019.
Cool.
That is insane. The North though, they won. Singles match. Michael Elgin defeated Maru Fuji.
I heard that was a good match. I did hear that was a good
minutes.
Match. Yeah.
Michael Elgin. Good guy.
I heard they also misspelled Maru Fuji's name.
I'm not surprised. I'm not honest with you.
They call him Marufuji. They call him Marufugi.
If you watch all the old Raw things of Jim Ross pronouncing all the Japanese wrestlers' names wrong, just look at Raw in 1997. That's pretty much how it is. And maybe like AEW in 2019.
Oh,
boy. Let's see. Ace Austin defeated Jake Christ, Tessa Blanchard, Daga, and AC Romero in an intergender ladder match for the Impact X Division Championship. Now they're really going to the town. Tessa Blanchard is really getting sort of all these opportunities in these intergender situations.
Yeah, but
really
they keep
building up her resume.
No, well, they keep beating her. So what's the point? Like, she was hot. She was hot going into this match, from what I know. But I know a lot of people were upset that they beat her here, and I don't blame them. Like, I think that Tessa doing intergender and being the only person in the whole company that's doing it is a major thing. As Roman jumps on my back, I think that it's really crazy that they can't really seem to figure out what they're going to do with her next, and it makes me feel like she's not long for the company if they keep beating her in these types of situations.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, probably not.
Roman's tired of his Impact review already.
All right, Roman. We're almost there. Moose defeated Ken Shamrock in a singles match. Oof.
How long did this go?
10 minutes.
That's
about 4 minutes too long.
Yeah, no, I was about to say 8 minutes too long.
Good Lord. Imagine this happening. Do you think Ken Shamrock eventually gets into WWE Hall of Fame? He has to, right?
Absolutely. He was like a 2 or 3 time Intercontinental Champion or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's time to be, it's just
their obsession with MMA. Their obsession with MMA. He should have already been there already.
Yeah,
like, Kane is going to get in. Brock is for sure going to get in multiple times.
Oh yeah, Brock is just getting in 2003 Brock and then like 2014 Brock.
like low key, and I'm not even capping about this. Brock is probably going to get a statue, and I'm not going to be mad when it happens.
It's just going to be him holding both belts over John Cena.
Vince loves Brock. Like, it's going to happen.
I agree. I mean, yes. Even when Brock spits in his face, he's like, "I'm sorry, bro." Like, he's just he loves Brock.
Here's 60 racks. I love you.
I know, right? Oh, that's the love I need. And in the main event, Brian Cage, the champion, defeated Sami Callihan in a no disqualification match for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean,
I don't like Sami Callihan. I think that he's like, he's not good.
I don't even think he's overrated. I think he's rated. He's just rated inappropriately. I think he's just rated inappropriately at this point. I don't even know.
Sami Callihan fans still listen to Stained.
Oh my God. Sami Callihan fans are suing Juice WRLD right now. That's what they're doing. Man.
Yellow card.
Oh my God.
Roman, are you a fan of Sami Callihan? Stop attacking me. Roman's a fan.
Maybe. He's a fan. All right. What else we got next?
I really, I want to say this too. I think I just want to put a moratorium on all ratings talk.
Sure.
It's where is it getting us? Like where SmackDown goes down to 2 million viewers. That was the last thing I had here, and I kind of I didn't finish the rest of my points in the notes here because I was just like, where do we get from ratings talk at this point? Like, okay, this is what we've proven. Raw's gonna continue to get what Raw gets. Doesn't matter. USA paid handsomely for that because they know Raw is going to produce 2 million in a day where they can't get 2 million at all with any show that they do. SmackDown went to 2 million, and I said, you know what? SmackDown got the same amount of viewers that Raw got, which means that there are approximately at least 3 million fans, if you count AEW, NXT, 3.4 or something million fans that will literally watch wrestling on any day of the week. You're not going to gain new fans. I think Fox knows that. I think Fox is fine with what they do. Like a lot of people Fox can't be happy with that, as Fox gives WWE another show, and they're giving them an hour-long special this weekend. I don't think
did this show air today?
I think it airs Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like there's no way Fox didn't know that they were going to get these many numbers. I think Fox absolutely loves what they're doing with WWE right now. I've never seen a company or a network show this much love to anything, like ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll say that.
Just look at the way that they've even teamed up with their mortal enemy, Universal, NBC Universal, and the USA Network over the past couple of weeks. So,
yeah.
SmackDown went down to like a 2.8 or something last week, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. But it's Friday.
Yeah, I've said that since the beginning, that Friday is a death slot, and I don't know how many fans you're going to keep actually on a Friday night. Friday night is the end of the week. Tuesday night, you feel like something's happening in your middle of the week and you're something to tune into, and then you got some other stuff that can do some fallout. Friday is the end. This is the last show that airs this week, in my opinion, in my brain, and everything like that. So... And then it actually, probably when basketball starts back up, which it has, it might even go down even more depending on the game that's on. But yeah, Friday nights is a death slot. It's not really going to do much, to be honest with you. I think ratings have just become a point of contention. It's really just a news point for publications that really want to report something and try to analyze it beyond their actual scope of analyzing. Yeah. But yeah, it's a.
But I hate that they're framing this as a failure. Getting $1 billion is not a failure.
No, $2 billion.
$2 billion is not a failure. Getting new programming is not a failure. Fox sees this as a long game, the same way that USA does. It is a long game. I think there's going to be weeks where you're going to be able to get 3 million, and I think there's going to be weeks where they'll do 2.8. And that's completely fine. I'm pretty sure that they're fine with that. You put Hogan or Flair on the show or something like that, it's going to go up to 3, just on the virtue that it's network television. But it's like all of the ratings the age breakdowns. I don't think we've talked about that yet. Like how they're breaking down the ages, and AEW gets young fans, and WWE their fans are in their 50s or something like that. And it's like, okay, like. What does that have to do with the show we're watching? Let's talk about the show that we're watching. I'm just tired. And that goes for NXT and AEW too. We're for sure not learning anything from those two shows at all, other than the meteoric fall of both of them. There is no war going on.
Yeah, at this point, I would say so. I don't think we're learning anything from the ratings this far. I think, especially on Wednesday nights, it's too early. SmackDown is kind of too early. Raw is just going to be consistent ratings. I really don't think I think we're digging too much into what's happening here, because none of this has been a prolonged sort of view. And I don't think we're learning anything. And I think, honestly, they're going to continue to drop either way, just like they have been over the last 15 years. So
no one watches TV.
No one watches it.
It's a miracle that I even watch SmackDown on Fridays. Monday is a wrestling day, period, for everyone. Monday has always been a wrestling day. Friday is not a wrestling day. Wednesday, I hate to say it, is not a wrestling day. Tuesday actually might be a wrestling day. You might actually be able to pop a number on Tuesday. SmackDown was getting 2 million consistently on Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. I don't, and again, it's a Fox move. Fox wanted them on Fridays, and that's what they got. Why would they be upset at the ratings they're getting here?
Yeah, this is true.
In that slot, they had nothing there.
This is true.
It is literally it's boggling my mind the amount of takes that are happening. It's not even as good as it was in 1997 and 98. It wasn't even popping. There's nothing going on here. There's nothing really to glean. This isn't a ratings don't matter. It's no, they dead ass. They're not proving anything. They're both falling. Which show do you like more? That's all that matters. Anyway,
that's all that matters. I got a question for you.
What's up?
Yo, you think CM Punk is coming back? He's changed his tone dramatically.
No, almost literally a 180.
He's changed his tone dramatically.
There was an interview today where he said, "I'm open to coming back," and I was like, "Wait a minute." In August, you said you kind of weren't.
Yeah, not only in August, July,
a year ago, 2 years ago,
a year ago, 2 years ago, all of it 5 years ago.
Then he said today on Twitter, "I never said not to ask me wrestling questions." What are you talking about?
Listen. If he comes back,
I feel like the check has been cut, or he's negotiating for a check.
He's definitely negotiating. Here's what I'll say. I think, honestly, I don't want to see you doing anything else. If you come back to wrestling, I'm here for it. But honestly, I don't want to see you do anything else. So stop embarrassing yourself and just come back to wrestling. And not to say that you're forced to, but it's just like one is way better than the other. And you've proven that you're really good at this wrestling thing and not so good at other stuff.
Even if it's the commentary angle, I think we'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even if it's for you to come on to the show and tell people stop chanting my name. There are people that work really hard on this show every single week on every single wrestling organization. Stop doing it. Well, actually, he's done that. He did that in August. Actually, he said he told people stop chanting my name.
He's done a whole bunch of other things since August, and now it's October, and it's a little bit different too. And so, I'll say, listen, let's stay tuned. We might have to do #CM Punk Watch.
You know what? I think you know what? Let's start it next week.
Yeah, CM Punk Watch.
#CM Punk Watch. I think that if they were to bring Punk back, I think they would try and leverage it. I think they would save that Raw appearance or SmackDown appearance on a day where AEW's feeling froggy. You know, there were people saying that TNT should look into Mondays.
Listen. Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. As one group, as one legendary group that you said. And I was like, you
ain't seen Vince McMahon pull out tricks and stunts until you say the word Monday.
He blows him up, I'll tell you that.
He will say, Monday, huh? He will have CM Punk facing the Ultimate Warrior. Don't ask me how. He'll just do it.
Ask me. You just do it.
Shut your whole organization down.
That's right. Let's get into the backwards week in wrestling.
Yes. So now we start with
Friday and Monday.
We now start with SmackDown, correct? Am I doing it right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's been working out pretty well. So I'm not actually mad at this at all.
So Friday Night SmackDown from Friday. Bayley's got a new attitude and a new number one contender. How did you feel about the Bayley segment with Sasha Banks saying nothing on Miz TV?
Sasha Banks looked great. That's all I'll say.
She looked great for someone that's injured. She looked great.
If that's injured, I'd hate to see it. You know what? Let me stop.
Wow. Horn
Bayley. Bayley. I'm halfway there.
I love the substitute teacher vibe I get from her.
I'm halfway there. I'm really halfway there. I feel like the hair still doesn't do it for me, but the commitment, I guess, to the actual heel thing, kind of. But I think it's still going to take me a couple months. I think she hasn't really got in it. I think by Survivor Series, we'll be deep in the throes of things.
I like her. I like the way she comes out. You know, I like her entrance. I like the song. I didn't like it live. I couldn't really hear it. But I like this. I really do dig the way that she kind of carries herself as far as the way she comes out. Like, it's a complete different look. And I've never seen, like, she's committed completely and fully. And I really appreciate that. Yeah.
The theme sucks, though. I mean, the new theme guy, not a fan. Get CFO back on the phone.
They was putting out some trash, too, though.
Not the level of generic rock trash that this guy is putting out. We're back right in 2005. But yes, you know what? Bailey's new dude. I'm into it. But I'm not fully sold on it. Yeah, I'm halfway. We need more time. We need more time. I think before I can give any sort of bad critiques, good critiques, I would say that we need more time.
Right. There was a six-pack.
But the Miz was getting extra spicy. Miz was spicy.
Yeah, I didn't like what he said about her looks.
I did.
Messy Meelz. There you go. There you go.
Messy Meelz, Messy Miz. It's a match made in heaven, quite honestly. But yes, he was getting really he wanted to bring it out of her. That's what Miz was doing, right? Like he was trying to get under her skin to really get the best out of her, because the Miz is just a humanitarian in that sort of way, No. Remember how he did it to AJ Styles when AJ Styles did his first promo and he was really digging under the skin of AJ Styles, and AJ Styles.
This isn't a Miz segment. This is not a Miz segment. This isn't a Miz.
All right. I'm just letting you know that Miz was trying to get the best out of Bailey. I'm just letting you know.
All right. There was a six-pack challenge with all the women on SmackDown. Yeah, it was a match, and in a show of matches. Which is, how do you feel about the WWE's strategy of, you know what? Let's just drown them with matches. Like every show.
Nothing else going on.
Let's drown them with matches. I'm a guy that likes matches, so I really appreciate the matches. But what about you?
I'm okay on them. The thing is, and I'll say this about both shows because I didn't particularly like both shows. Things need to happen though. Just things need to happen. When you have these, just give me something that happens. All the shows seem to kind of be treading water. And that's kind of what I didn't like about it. But we were just having matches for the sake of having matches. But we did get a new number one contender. Number one contender is Nikki Cross, which probably is the best pick out of those lot of women. But
100%.
I was looking for them to surprise me. You know what? I thought Carmella would have probably been good too. Carmella would have been a good, let's get her out the paint really early in sort of a Smackdown Natalia kind of role of we were best friends. What happened to you? And
but they completely made that up a month ago, and I was like, all right, we've never seen that on screen.
We've never seen it on TV, yeah, but they were friends. They were friends in NXT for a long time.
I'm cool with it. I think it would be a good match whenever it happens. I would imagine it would happen before Survivor Series on a episode of SmackDown. They'd have to fill out that show pretty big with matches. I do love one thing I do like about SmackDown. I don't think I've had a really good period of talking about this show on this show at least. Mm-hmm. I do think it's the safe show right now. It's really safe, even as far as how they present people. But I do love the different production changes. Did you notice there's no shaky cam when they hit people anymore?
Yeah. I mean, I like all that stuff too. I don't know. It's just...
So you like it. Just say you like it.
I don't know if I like it.
You just said you liked it.
It's Friday.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to ignore that.
Okay. All right.
The next point, you literally just said, it's Friday, so I don't like the new production. I'm trying to talk about the production. You're talking about Friday. The production is really good.
The production is really good.
The camera cuts, they're trying new things. I'm noticing it week over week because I like.
I'm noticing it week over week.
In the past 2 weeks, I've been able to see the show, but then I'll go back and watch it, and I notice the little flourishes that we don't see, the virtual title cards that they put up when the matches are about to start. It does feel different from Raw. I will say that.
Yeah, I would say that.
So the match that started it all off this week was the Big Dog meeting the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roman Reigns, in a match that I really do wish just had some type of finish other than what they gave us, because they were really going off in this match.
You know what? I actually didn't see that match because I came home late, because guess what? It's a Friday.
How did you not see it on YouTube?
I forgot. Bruh. And then I saw that, you know what, made me not go back, because they had the tag match later in the night, and I was just like, oh, this is what we're doing. So that first part didn't matter. That's essentially what it broke. It's Roman and Shinsuke. I would hope so. But the fact that they made it a tag match later on, I was just like, oh, that first stuff didn't matter to me. That's how it kind of runs in my mind. But the tag match was great.
Yeah, it was
kind of a little close. They kind of a little close to the TV time now that it ends at 9:56 instead of 10 o'clock. They need to fix that, by the way.
I dig that.
They need to fix that. They need to fix that.
I don't think they can, because you got to have the news lead. The news lead has to go in that way. So
listen, SmackDown back in the day, it ended right at 10. I got UPN 9 News with Brenda Blackman immediately after. There
could never be an overrun for SmackDown. Like, it has to end at that time every time now.
I guess this is the safety.
Hey man, $1 billion for like 2 hours is like, that's a jug, low key.
That's a
joke.
Huge.
Give me $1 billion and have me and Meelz make the A show for 5 years for $1 billion. We'd have pyro just to intro hot takes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'd have pyro to intro SmackDown. Like, we would have so much.
We might have YG. We might have YG show up.
Throw licensed Thriller music on the show.
That's so true.
Oh my God. I like Roman and Bryan as a team here. I think that all of the fears or hopes that he's going to turn on Roman, I don't think they're going to happen. It seems as though Fox wants Bryan as a face, and I think they're getting it.
I mean, I do too. So here we are.
Yeah, I dig it.
It's good. He works better both ways.
I also dig Baron, Nakamura, and Sammy as a tandem here. I think they all work better here. I think that you can actually get some real good heel heat on Nakamura, which I don't think he struggled to have it. I think people have struggled to care about his heel turn, and I think now they do.
Yeah, I don't think people want him as a heel, to be honest with you. I really don't think so anymore. I think that's kind of the thing. I hope they eventually turn him on Sammy, but I think that people would rather adore him as a face at this point. I don't think the heel thing has worked. The heel thing usually comes with sort of a lot of promos. They've kind of realized that that's not going to happen, so they paired him with Sammy, but the combination with him and Sammy doesn't appear to be as natural as they think. And then also it's kind of like, well, why isn't Sami Zayn wrestling? So I think I think eventually they turn him face. I would hope so, because to me the heel thing, it's like, it's cool, it's kind of badass, but then also at some points it's like it's not, and I don't think it's really holding up very, very well in terms of just like the career arc of Shinsuke Nakamura. He's not on TV anymore. He's not really moving the needle much anymore. He's just having really good matches when he's on, which is fantastic. But yeah, I think they need to figure something out to sort of push that needle a little bit more, or they just need to turn him face.
I agree. I do think Sammy Nakamura on the main roster stage, if they can recreate a quarter of the magic that they've had in NXT, then I'm all for it. I'm definitely all for it. Shorty G, Chad Gable, he sets the record straight in a really good promo. I mean, a lot of people were upset. I don't know why that they're so upset about this.
His name's Shorty G.
So what? Dolph Ziggler.
It's gonna get over.
It's going to get over. It's going to get over. It's already getting over.
It's already get over. People were clapping at the B team. Like, relax. Like, Shorty G will be fine.
Dolph Ziggler is a name of a person on this roster.
Everyone has just accepted it for the last decade. His name is Dolph Ziggler.
A man called The Miz is a...
Well, all right. First of all, that's his real name. It's the Mike Mizanin. Come on.
That is not his real name, Meelz.
Mike Mizanin is totally his real name.
Is Meelz... Wait a minute. Is Meelz a take on Miz?
No, it's not.
Are you
Miz
sure?
Existed before Miz. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Just making sure. I mean, I'm not super upset about this. I think he's getting over. I think everyone wants Chad Gable to be used. He's finally being used, and in order for him to be used, they have to give him a character other than I just wrestle. He's not on NXT. Like, NXT has a lot of guys that are I just wrestle, and that's fine for that show. But we're on Fox now. You gotta have a actual character. So I'm cool with that.
I guarantee the name will get over.
It already is, man. It already is. I think people are digging it. One thing I didn't like about SmackDown, why did they do Drew? Like, what was the Drew Gulak thing all about?
Drew Gulak isn't. I don't know if you know this. Drew Gulak isn't the guy. It doesn't appear that he's going to be a guy for quite some time.
If at all.
He'll build, I think, yeah, if at all. I think he'll get a prominent role from time to time, but I don't think he'll end up being a guy. So for them to do what they did with him, it doesn't surprise me. They
brought back the PowerPoint, which he hasn't done in like a year.
That's good, because quite honestly, he's going to bring back Right to Censor 2020. He's going to be the head of it. He's going to do that.
I want to see Drew and Brian against each other.
Oh my God! Wouldn't Right to Censor rock in 2020?
Oh, they could. What would they be? Fox?
Oh yeah. Right to censor all the Fox shows and then all this other stuff. And I don't know. I guess it's PG era, so there's not much to censor, but I'm sure they could find some stuff.
So they had Drew.
They could be triggered. Oh my God! They could be They could be like the annoying take on society right now. Cancel. Right to cancel.
Are you pitching an incel gimmick for Drew?
Right to cancel. Right to cancel. Right to cancel. Write that down. Right to cancel.
No.
Cancel culture.
Some people are gonna take that now because you just said it on air.
Cancel culture. Remember where you heard it first. Not on that other A Show podcast either.
Spicy Meelz.
I snuck it in at 50 minutes.
We're getting everybody. Yeah, they'll never see this. You'll never see this one. They'll never see it coming. Do you care about this Braun Tyson Fury thing? I really don't.
No,
I was at the press conference, and I've never heard I heard a roach fart when that scene that was going on.
No, I'm not excited in either of the programs. We're gonna get into the other program, but yeah, I'm not excited.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
crossover appeal programs.
We're gonna get into that program. Before we go here on SmackDown, where do you think SmackDown's gonna go under the lead of Bruce Pritchard? Are we gonna start seeing a lot more vignettes? Like Bruce has very much this is WWE now roster, while Paul Heyman has these are the freaks and wild people of this WWE. Paul got the Viking Raiders and Aleister Black. Heyman got the New Day and Heavy Machinery.
I think Pritchard has got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, this roster is very much Saturday Night All-Stars or Saturday Morning Smash or whatever.
Dana Brooke is there.
Yeah.
And she wrestled actively.
It's definitely going to be like the cleaner show of the two. I would love to see where SmackDown is in 6 months, and if Fox will even allow Bruce to do not even Raunch. I'm not even looking for a Raunch. I'm just looking at, are they going to be able to have him do, because they said they wanted like a big program that has
the champ isn't even on the show.
Would the AJ Styles Wendy program work on Fox? Like, I don't know if that would work on Fox.
I don't know. The champ isn't even on the show. There's not a big thing. Raw's going to have their champ forever now, but SmackDown, now they have to go through the thing of the champ not being there weekly. So it's kind of like, where's the direction? What are we building? Who's the next guy? Who's the next contender? When people are like, oh, Roman's just an upper mid-card, I was just like, yeah. But also, like, it's kind of true, because it's like, well, where's the main event scene on the show, to be honest with you? Like,
he's not treated as such. I think he's there. He's there by
where's
default.
The main event scene? Like, there's not a main event scene on SmackDown. Like, there is.
Do you think they're going to get the belt?
There isn't one on Raw either.
Do you think they're going to get the belt? What do you mean?
Seth Rollins.
I think Raw clearly defined what the upper tier and the bottom tier, or the not bottom, but the upper mid tier is now. The upper mid tier is all the people in that Team Flair, Team Hogan match. That's all the mid-carders in that match.
By the way, Flair and Hogan. Oh, by the way, SmackDown this week on Fox Sports 1. So good luck finding that. Yeah,
good luck. You know why I didn't want to talk about the ratings? Because things like that are going to start happening.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go over to Raw. Let's go over to Raw. Will they not be preempted by the Westminster Dog Show anymore?
No women, because they were all in Australia this week on the Australian tour. I would imagine. From the way that the matches looked, it looked like they were wrapping up storylines from when they were on their other brands, because they had Bayley Charlotte on that card as well.
Yeah. I saw it. They had all the cool, people over on that show. So
they had they apparently had the Kabuki Warriors as faces facing the Iconics too. It's like they were just wrapping up all of the programs that they had before
Australia doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, no women here. I don't know why people were acting like they didn't know why this was happening. Becky was at a ESPN forum. I think that anytime that you can say the women were on the show because they were all actually entertaining people and making our company look good. Mm-hmm. I think that's a solid way to say it. I don't think that it's a good idea that they didn't have any type of representation, not even like a vignette or a video package. But
because Zelina was there, and then Lana was screaming at something. So
yeah,
there you go.
But it was like I said, it's a good night if you like wrestling. You have Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre, who ended up being the last member of Team Flair. Flair was off a pack on Monday night.
I think he's supposed to be a heel. That's why.
Does that mean
I think he's supposed to? Yes, I think he's supposed to be a heel.
Take 10 shots before you go and do a promo, and then say, "Where are we at? Kansas City?"
Oh yeah. I think that was him being a heel.
Okay, sure.
In 2019. No, I really do.
His eyes were
Hogan ain't the heel.
He was looking Jordan-esque.
No.
Hogan is he's forever a heel. So
listen, he gonna say Roman Reigns ain't no Hall of Famer.
Oh.
He's no Hall of Famer until he get 2 rings, baby.
Oh my God. Ricochet, Drew McIntyre. Really good match. I'm gonna hate the finish, but I get it. Ricochet beat Drew 2 months. Ricochet beat Drew 2 months ago in King of the Ring, getting his win back. I'm fine with it. Whatever. Andrade versus Sin Cara, I don't think was as strong as their other matches. I will say that. I thought Sin Cara was off the whole time.
Well, you don't wrestle, man. You don't wrestle. You wrestle on the house shows. You wrestle nobodies. So maybe you just got to get back into the swing of things. But yeah, it didn't seem that great of a match. But, it got its time. It's definitely got time.
Yeah, it was. It got a lot of time. We got like 2 commercial breaks. Every match on this show got like 2 commercial breaks.
I mean, I'm sure isn't that what you guys wanted? Matches.
We also had a storyline that went through the whole show with Seth Rollins and Humberto Carrillo, who I thought they utilized pretty well during the show, all things considered. I had heard that he was on it, but I didn't know how they were going to utilize him. They
did, but where do we go from here? It's kind of a question. Does he end up in like a Cedric spot where he's hot for a couple of weeks and then he's gone for a couple of weeks?
And also,
I would have liked Seti in this spot, honestly. But yes, go ahead.
Me too. I agree with you. That's actually a really good point. I do get and I do appreciate that they were introducing one of the new guys that they got with the draft. That was pretty cool. But also, that was good. With Humberto, you also have Ricochet, and you can't really, sell them as the same type of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good to have the cruiserweights kind of now, introducing them in a way that's un-cruiserweight-esque, and what better way is to do it than face the heavyweight champion.
And that they can hang the same way that they did with Cedric, with Drew and the other guys.
Yeah, 100%.
So Humberto basically threw a shot, did some spicy meals type of tactic with Rollins earlier in the night. Rollins confronted him and said, let's do this. Tonight, on your first night, and they had a match, and I thought the match was really good. I thought Humberto really held his own, and I think Seth really does work well with guys that size. Like you've seen it with Finn Balor, you've seen it with AJ Styles. Like he has really good matches with those types of guys, and this is no different. I thought Humberto looked really well here. Also, Seth kind of laying in the heel stuff a little bit thick. He's laying in that he's a little damaged from the Fiend getting his head. Yeah,
he's a little aggressive.
Where does this Fiend thing end? Because the Crown Jewel main event is
definitely Crown Jewel.
It ends right. It ends there, right?
There has to be a winner.
That's
legitimately in the stipulation.
He's going to beat Bray, and their internet is going to literally explode.
Yeah, he is. He's going to tape his feet down or something, or some stupid stuff like that. But it's definitely ending at
He cannot beat Seth. It would not make sense here. I don't know why they would book this match either. It's like they have completely blown this feud.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it. He's on SmackDown.
Why? Like, why
There's
continue
legitimately
this?
no reason.
And again, this could be in this slot. This could be
out.
this could be Drew. This could be literally anybody in this slot.
Ugh, I definitely wouldn't watch if it was Drew.
It could be Andrade.
Yeah. It could be anyone. It could be Ken Shamrock. Oh my God.
It could be KO. I mean, it could be anybody there. I don't know. Lana, Rusev, Bobby Lashley. What'd you think of that?
You know what? Let's get into that another week. That's a lot of things to unpeel. And
yeah, okay. Well, this week they fought in a restaurant, and I do think Rusev is getting over, and I think this is Bobby's best character ever.
This is gonna make one hell of a video package. Is all I got to say on this far.
You know what I like though? I like that there's nothing else on this show like it.
Yeah.
So
they're really giving them both an opportunity to kind of branch out and really get some attention towards them. It's something like you said. Nothing on the show is like it. It kind of reminds me of the Naomi,
Mandy Rose
type of deal. That they kind of gave them, a lot of country. So it's like, I agree with it. I agree. I like it.
Cain Velasquez makes his Raw debut to crickets. No one gave a shit about this.
Bruh.
Big fart sound for this segment. If they're
all the wrong people in the ring, it just started out bad and got worse. No, it actually started out fair with Heyman.
It started out really good. I thought
Heyman's like, we're on SmackDown now. We can't be on Raw, but what would you do? Brock Lesnar showed up, and then Brock Lesnar. I'm thinking Brock Lesnar is going to show up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, he's on SmackDown. They can't do that. And then Shelton Benjamin comes out with the same shtick he's been doing for the last 15 years, is that I'm Brock Lesnar's trainer and best friend, and I'm Minnesota, and et cetera, et cetera. He comes out and he says, like, what would you do if I bully you? And then Cain Velasquez comes out with the very angry bachata.
His song
sucks. Comes out. It's terrible. It's like very whatever.
He comes out.
Cain Velasquez.
He starts like shadowboxing Shelton and does like these weird flips. These weird like
you have one
flips.
Opportunity to really pop a crowd, and I'm surprised no one else worked through this entire thing, because you have one opportunity to impress. Hit something notable, please. Don't hit punches and throws. People know you can do that. Really like hit a move on this guy. Come off the top rope. I don't care what you do, man. Like, you have one opportunity to show out. Why would you do all those crummy moves?
This has been a whiff since that press conference. I thought his intro was really solid, really good, really surprising. But that press conference, I was like, whoa, we're getting into dangerous territory here, because he can't talk. Like he can't like cut a promo at all. I think Ray's been bringing it in this feud, but I think this feud makes Rey Mysterio look absolutely weak. This should be Ray Brock, not Kane Brock. I don't know what they're thinking here.
I agree.
Like why if I get my ass beat and my son gets, injured by another man, I'm not going to Meelz and saying, yo, Meelz, can you handle this for me? What kind of story is this? It just boggles my mind. Like, he's not over. I don't think anyone knows who Tyson Fury or Cain Velasquez is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares particularly. They're
not getting over at all.
They don't really jump out the screen to me, to be honest with you.
He put Shelton in a sleeper hold. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, what? Anyone can do that. That's why I'm like, yo, you have one opportunity to impress and you do all these things. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I didn't like it. I'm very
this is extremely hot take. This is a hot take. I think Tyson Fury is going to actually get over at Crown Jewel.
Maybe.
I don't think Cain Velasquez is going to get over at all.
No, I think it's going to be a tough day in the office for Brock. And I think it'll be very, very short. So
that statue,
to worry about.
That statue after the Kane match, start building it for Brock.
That's a fact.
Street Profits had the main event this week. Shout out to the Street Profits.
Shout out to them. They came out with the main event. We were suckered into a 6-man tag. That never happened. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, they always do that. Very weird.
But it was probably the better way to bring KO out, to be honest with you. I think the surprise of KO would have immediately been flattened by like a 25-minute match. So for him to come out and and just have that moment, that pop moment at the end of the show. I think it was way better decision than actually having him in the match.
And here we go with AJ and KO again.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about KO is that he's literally faced everyone.
He's faced everyone like twice.
Yeah, he's literally been there so long that he's faced everyone. And
everyone except Brock.
Everyone except Brock and everyone except like the new guys. Like, I think KO Ricochet can't happen, so that's not going to happen now. Like, everyone but the faces, I think he's faced. Like, Drew McIntyre could probably happen, but he's done that too. Mm-hmm. It's just really weird. I thought it was a really solid main event. I think Street Profits are going to do freaking great on Raw. I think they're over. I think people enjoy them. I'm glad they're finally wrestling and not talking. So shout outs to them. I want to talk about Aleister before we wrap up really quick. What are they building to? Because AJ is going to be with KO. Seth in the Universal title, that's wrapped up at least until Royal Rumble. I don't think he's losing it until Mania, honestly. What's Aleister going to do on this show other than beat people up?
You want my real answer?
Is it going to be? Am I going to hate it? Am I going to like?
You might.
All right, what is it?
He gonna do nothing until the Rumble.
That's fine too. I mean, the Viking Raiders beat people for 6 months.
He's gonna do nothing until the Rumble. They are in this weird slump season where, ratings, World Series, NFL, all types of things. They don't really do anything of any major thing. But I think he'll get a major opportunity in the Royal Rumble. But I think in terms of a program, he may get a match at TLC. I'll say that. Like, he may get a match similar to something like a Cesaro match where it's kind of like an exhibition. Yeah. He may get one of those matches. He may end up on a Survivor Series team, to be quite honest with you, which would kick ass.
But you know what's funny about that is that, like, it's just like the tag team gauntlet thing at Crown Jewel. Look who's in that match. Yeah. Viking Raiders, undefeated. Who do you think is winning?
Yeah.
Aleister, it's just like, remember Asuka was on the Survivor Series team?
Yeah,
undefeated.
And she won. Yeah,
and she won by herself. So whatever they build Aleister for, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think anything of note or anything of sort until the Rumble and after. But Survivor Series, I could see him just let's start the journey there and have him like kick a couple people out, simultaneously maybe. So yeah, that's what I think they're doing with Aleister.
All right. So do we have any hot takes? Are we saving some?
You know what? Let's save them for next week.
All right. We'll have more hot takes. So we put out a tweet earlier where we said if you had WWE 2K20, let us know your hot takes. Let us know your review.
Yeah. Let's give everybody a week.
Yeah, we will run those reviews and we'll talk about it next week when I've had a chance to play it with Mark. When we you've had a chance to play it as well. I know some people are digging into it right now. Give us a week. Give me a week, and we'll talk about it on our hot take segment next week. But you can also give us your round takes, your Cain Velasquez hot takes, and let me know what you think they're going to do with Aleister Black.
Yeah, let us know all that. The link is in the description, so please feel free to get busy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But
so the profits are up and the Kings of Podcasts are back. I'm back on the show. We're rolling through another Survivor Series, build up. But next week we will be talking about Smackdown, which is the go home show for Crown Jewel. It's so weird how this is happening.
No, Smackdown is
Raw
will be.
Well,
Crown Jewel's on a Thursday.
It's on a Thursday, but the only way they're going to be able to do the go home for the SmackDown based matches because they're having the face to face. They're having the face to face.
But we'll have both. We'll have both shows under our belt. So you just won't talk about Crown Jewel. So
yeah, I might watch it. I don't know.
I might watch it. We just won't talk about it next week because it wouldn't have happened yet. But yeah, for sure, we definitely got all of that. So please submit all of that. And that's episode 105. Yeah. Wait, I want to let people know. Please, RSPN is having a contest.
Yes.
They're giving away 2 free Swingman jerseys. That's 2. That's free. That's Swingman. That means you have double the chance to win this because they're giving away 2. Not to say that you can win 2, but you'll have a better chance at getting 1 because they're giving away 2. So this contest lasts until Friday. To enter, it's very simple. There's a post on RNC Radio Live, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pin that post right now. So it'll be at the top of the RNC Radio Live feed. If you follow RNC Radio Live, if you retweet that tweet, you will be entered in a chance to win a Swingman jersey. They will be giving away 2. That means your chances of winning 1 are double.
What a sell. What a sell there. They need to pay you for that.
Listen, we'll talk to Mark about the monetary thing. But yes, please enter. It's a fun contest that they're doing for RSPN, and make sure you listen to RSPN every Tuesday on the RNC Radio Live network. Also coming up this week, we have actually coming this Thursday this week, you have a new episode of Mount Silver podcast where we'll be talking about Pokemon X and Y. We're getting closer and closer to the release of Sword and Shield. We got one more episode left after this, and we'll do Sun and Moon. And then, I know how much you want to talk about that.
Absolutely. Call me.
So we'll definitely get into all of that. We got the debut of the First Responders podcast. Yes. Cam.
So proud of
center stage.
So proud of him.
If you're looking for our first, not our first, but music podcast, definitely check that out. We have Late Fees. I believe it dropped last week.
It dropped on Monday. Yeah.
It dropped on Monday.
Mm-hmm. It's a short episode. Really short episode.
My brain is still on Fridays for Late Fees, but it dropped on Monday this week. So we have Late Fees that also dropped this week. We have the War Report, which comes out every Friday. So you can check out what's happening on the Wednesday shows on the War Report. We have It's a Challenge, as me and my friend Maggie review every episode of The Challenge World Worlds 2 leading up to the finale. So you can check that out as well. And what else we got going on? Perfect Play returns this week. Perfect Play returns this Friday on the RNC Radio Network. So make sure you tune in. Huey's back. He's got lots of more things with culture going on, all the other stuff like that. So make sure you tune in to Perfect Play. They'll be doing some stuff with RSPN too. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming, a whole bunch of stuff new coming. So stay tuned. RNC Radio Live.
All right, that was a great wrap up. We have so many shows. I could have never done that without literally dying. So once again, thank you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday on the A Show. We'll be talking about the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Thank you for listening. Once again, for Meelz, I am Justin. Peace out. Have you came up with a new slogan since Kofi's not champion?
No, I'm just going to say Happy Rusev Day. I'm in support of Rusev in his quest against alternate universe Moose.
Infidelity. There you go.
Infidelity. Right. Moose and Bobby Lashley got the same gimmick.
Do they?
It's kind of like, body guys with white women.
Oh, God. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Happy Rusev Day.